Spiritual platforms, a podium for life. We are builders of websites, but without the strife. Some providers charge you for everything, and at different times. They send confusing emails when it comes to renewal of your spiritual website services. Here, your friends at Spiritual Platforms will evaluate your current requirements and consolidate your account. We will even match your current price. Just send us your provider and we will make sure you get more from us, your spiritual store. Novice users find our services a breeze. With an easy mode dashboard, we're sure you'll be pleased. Our upfront page builder, built-in help and support systems. We have video tutorials so simple to run. And our advanced users can flip the switch and hit it right out of the ballpark and have a home run. So we invite you to step up, see all you can find, because at Spiritual Platforms, we make it divine.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Surprise Your Spirit show. Welcome on this wonderful Thursday evening. I am your host, Kendra from North Battleford, Saskatchewan, hosting tonight's show. For anyone new who's joining me, I am a psychic medium. I prefer to be called an intuitive reader. I do all types of energy work. I'm a hands-on healer. This show is about all things spiritual, all things energy, all things occult, different, weird, voodoo, whatever name you want to assign to that world. New Age, I guess, is the right way, maybe the more politically correct way. And I have all sorts of topics, ideas, free reading nights, guests. I like to share other people's journeys with people out there, because the more we can share, the more we can feel like we're not alone. So, like I said, I'm a reader. You can find me at surpriseyourspirit.com if you want to look up a little bit about me. You can find me on Facebook. I do have a guest this evening. Just going to touch on a few things before we bring her in. So I have started a All About Crystals workshop online. So it is live every week, and I use the application Zoom to run my workshops, so I can be interactive with all of my clients. And we all join as a group, so everyone gets to meet everyone. We can see each other, and I record the sessions. So at the end of the session, I send them out to you by email so you can rewatch them to reabsorb the information. Excuse me. So anyone can take a look at those if you sign up for the workshop. It is going fabulously. They have been jam-packed with information, had a lot of great feedback. I will be running another workshop in the fall, so if anyone's interested, please keep your eyes out on my Surprise Your Spirit page for more information on the second workshop. I have just posted, I will be offering a Manifesting Madness workshop online, the same platform as the All About Crystals workshop. You can check it out. The event has been posted to my Surprise Your Spirit Facebook page. If you've been a person who's been wondering why you can't seem to attract what it is you want in your life, I'm going to give you tips, tricks, knowledge, tools to help you switch that up and create some change. It'll be interactive. We'll do some actually hands-on activities together. I'll teach you some things. There will be, time for questions and answers during the sessions. The sessions will be 1.5 hours long. And for a minimum of 4 weeks, the workshop isn't fully created yet. So I'm just not sure if it'll be 4 weeks or 6 weeks. So one evening a week for an hour and a half for 4 to 6 weeks. The finalities and the itinerary of the sessions will be posted in about 2 weeks' time. And the start date will be the week of September 5th, so our 25th, sorry. So I'm not sure if it's going to be Mondays or Wednesdays quite yet, but like I said, within 2 weeks' time, there'll be more details. Please pop into the event, read up on it. The price is listed there. You can email me at kendra@surpriseyourspirit.com for more information. You can post in the event page if you have questions. That's a really great place for your questions because I'm sure other people have them as well. So then they get seen and answered there. And if you have ideas about for the manifesting workshop, I haven't finished creating it. There's always time to throw more in there. I invite you to help me create the workshop as well, because it is for all of you out there who are looking to learn and grow. And I want to share all the information that I can to help you fill your journey and your path with more joy and ease and heartfelt desires. So basically helping you to create some wishes coming true for yourself. With having said that, I just want to also wish or extend a heartfelt thanks to OTCR for having faith in me, inviting me to do this every Thursday. This has become the best day of my week, no matter how my day went, because I get to be here with all of you. I also want everyone to know that if you are a spiritual practitioner out there and you are looking to advertise or set up a platform for your business, please contact OTCR. Just give me Sprinkles, can you shout it out to me so I can share with the guests? How do they get a hold of you? So we're going to pop the contact information. I was listening to her just so everyone out there knows why I was being quiet, but she's going to pop the information into the chat on thespreaker.com. You can pop in there and say it, but her name is Patricia Nixon on Facebook, and you can reach her at sprinkles@otzezine.com, I think maybe. But I will also post all of that information with the replay of the show onto my Facebook page. So for any up and coming, person practicing spiritual arts, trying to get their business off the ground, maybe you already have an established business. If you want free advertising, please contact Sprinkles. There are no catches. It is free. It's a great place to be. There's other extended opportunities for you as well. I believe if you do want to invest a little bit in yourself, but there are opportunities for free advertising. So please help yourself take the opportunity. It is a great, off the cuff is amazing. So please check them out. So without further ado, I'm going to announce my guest. And like I said, if anyone wants to pop into the chat there, the OTCR chat, you can do so. The link is listed on my Facebook page. My guest for this evening is Miss Maya Lemaire. She is from Ottawa, Canada. Hello, Maya. And we are going to be speaking with her a little bit about her journey. So just a little bit about Maya. She's a university student who's currently studying English and history, and she hopes to become a teacher or create a social enterprise that creates positive change. That's why she's here this evening. Anyone who wants to create positive change is my friend, and you can be my guest. So if you want that, hop on in like Maya did. She documents her journey towards that goal. It includes her life experiences, other inspiring anecdotes. She has a blog, and you can find it at poweredcrowd.com. So it's poweredcrowd.com. In her last year through a club at her university, I mean, I'll ask her more about this just to get information, but I think it was all about girls or something like that, and other community involvements. Maya has had some really great opportunities to meet some really inspiring people, which we'll get into also in her interview. And she really hopes to keep their inspiring words in mind as she works towards her own personal mission to help make the world a bit happier. Now, Maya has had a bit of a challenging journey, and I think that Maya has learned that compassion is something that more people need to give out, hence to the positive change. So I'm going to welcome Maya to the show, and we will see what she can share with us, that can maybe help to inspire you or maybe even just to uplift you. So welcome, Maya. Maya? Hello, Maya, are you there?
Yep, sorry, I had trouble hearing.
Oh, that's okay. We thought we lost you. So welcome to the show, Maya.
Thanks for having me.
Oh, no problem. So do you want to share just a little bit about your journey with the listeners, and then we'll kind of just roll into some of the discussion that we're going to have?
Sure. So it's hard to think of where to start, but
Well, you know what? Why don't you just share some of your experiences, like sum them up, some of the things and challenges you faced. You don't have to get into too much detail, and then I can kind of ask a few questions about that, and we can kind of just dive into some discussion. How does that sound?
sure. Um,
Cool.
so I've gone for like a couple things that were kind of, challenging for me, personally. So I've had experiences of bullying when I was younger. Then I've had troubles with anxiety and stuff like that. And I've kind of had to work hard to surmount that. And like you kind of said in your introduction, now I'm just trying to use those experiences and turn it around into something positive.
Okay, that sounds awesome. So, can you share with me, Maya, and share with the guests and tell me, why you started your blog and what was the inspiration behind that?
Yeah, so I've always wanted to do something to help others. My favorite kind of story is like when I was younger, I read this book called Chicken Soup for the Soul. So one of those books that are fairly popular,
It's
and
so
it was one,
awesome. Yeah.
yeah, and it was
Go
one for
ahead.
children. And so I read this story about this young boy who started this campaign to give water to people in Africa. And I said, well, if he can do it, like I'm the same age, why can't I do it? So I
Mm-hmm.
started doing a club at my school and tried to like raise money. Obviously, I was 9, it didn't really work out.
Okay.
But I kept that in mind. Like I've always wanted to do something like that. So as I've like gone through my life, with the bullying and the anxiety and all that stuff, it kind of took like a backseat.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so when I was finally better, I decided to go on a trip to Cambodia, to do some volunteer work, and that just like again kickstarted that like want to help others, um, goal. And when I came back from Cambodia, I started looking into other ways to help, volunteering and things. And I volunteered at a thing called One Young World. It's a really cool event. It was in Ottawa, the last time you held it. And it's people from different countries. I think there's like 100, I don't remember exact number, but people from all over the world who come to this event. And it's all people who've made positive change in the world. So I volunteered at that event. There was like Emma Watson who spoke at that event, and there was Cher and all these like famous people. And so that again inspired me to just start my blog and just start something even if it was small. And that's really how I got into it again and started writing on my blog more frequently.
Great. Okay, so you joined a club at university, right? And you got to hear some really inspiring people speak. So can you talk a little bit about that and that experience?
Of course. Like I said, after the blog, I started looking into more opportunities to volunteer and things. And there's a club at my university called Because I Am a Girl. So it's an organization that also has a charity associated with it, and it's all to help girls with the right to education and ending child marriage, stuff like that. So we did lots of fundraisers, and because I was involved so much in the club, I went to all the meetings, all the events. I got invited to two of their big events during the school year. So the first one was to have like a meeting almost with maybe 30, 50 other people around my age with Madame Sophie Grégoire Trudeau. So we got to talk to her about issues that we see in our community and just about issues facing girls in general. And then the second event I attended with Fruitus Club was to hear Malala speak. So that was also to Parliament when she was getting her honorary Canadian citizenship. So that was also an amazing experience.
So that sounds really, really great. And what did you take away from both of those experiences, Maya, that actually helped to drive and motivate you in moving forward with, the blog and bringing poweredcrowd.com to life?
Well, both of those people I met, like Malala, Madame Sophie Grégoire Trudeau, are just so inspiring. They were just talking to them kind of made me think of like what I wanted to keep doing. I know when I finished talking with Madame Sophie Grégoire Trudeau, we went around the circle of everyone attending, and everyone said one thing they were going to do after the event. And my thing that I said was sharing my story. That was my goal. And that same night, I wrote a blog post, but I also posted a video on YouTube, just going over my life story, hoping that it helped anyone else who was struggling through the same things. So things like that, just like their message really made me think like I can do something too, and I have to do my part to, help create a positive world.
That's so awesome. And a lot of my shows are really spiritually based. So for other listeners out there, Maya and I aren't going to be talking about some of the things that I normally talk about. But the reason Maya's here is because of the positive energy she's spreading, and the positive energy she's trying to spread and share with the world is extremely important in helping people to shift and step into loving who they are and being their best selves and spreading compassion with others. So, Maya, can you tell me why you think it's important for everyone to take part in positive change? Like, what have you learned over the years, and why is this, so tightly knit to your heart?
Well, it's through these events I've been to in my personal experience, I've seen how it's a lot of people start not talking to each other, and I think that's kind of how misunderstandings happen, right? So making preconceptions on people, just like seeing them and thinking, okay, they look this way, so that means that they're this kind of person, right? So that's why I kind of trying to spread like people talking to each other and just like spreading kindness too. So don't judge someone before you know them, right? And just like sharing different kinds of stories and things like that.
Do you have any suggestions, Maya? I agree with that because I believe there's too much judgment in the world. Too many people judge a book by its cover, and it just.
Maybe what I'll do is I'll go into one of our breaks right now because we seem to have lost Kendra, and we go. We are going to a song break. Stay tuned.
So welcome back. For anyone who wondered what happened there, we had a glitch and we dropped off the call. So I'm not sure where we lost, but Maya was just talking about how, recognizing that bullies are just projecting something in their own life onto someone else because they're trying to control a situation outside of themselves when there's this other situation that they can't control that's hurtful to them. So, and I was just saying that for a lot of my listeners out there, a lot of people who are bullied are actually empaths because that's what happens. And a lot of empaths are actually natural healers. So when you're a natural healer, those things will be taken out on you because you are put here to withstand that, to be able to maintain and withstand the momentum of that negative energy. Is it fair? Absolutely not. But you have those special energetic gifts and those healing powers to be able to withstand them. So if you can learn, sooner rather than later and teach your children that when they're being bullied, it may not be fair, but it's because they are so much stronger, and to view the bullies with more compassion than hate, because they are obviously going through something so extremely challenging that they have to vent it out and take it out on someone else, and then find some coping tools to deal with the bullying. And sometimes all it takes is confronting a bully to make them aware of their own actions, because sometimes they aren't even aware that they're projecting onto others what is being projected onto them in some other part of their life. So, and just coming back to Maya, what are some suggestions that you have for people when it comes to getting involved to help foster, that positive change so that, the world is a more feel-good place for everyone?
That's a question I've really struggled with when I was trying to look on ways to help my community and things like that. And the answer I've kind of come up with is that you have to start somewhere. So it doesn't need to be something big like starting a business that helps others or fundraising thousands of dollars. It could just be smiling to someone on the street, or, picking up fallen groceries in the parking lot. And just starting with the small actions. If everyone did just like one small action like that, it would make already a huge difference, I find, in the world. So that's one option. The second option is that there's so many volunteer opportunities in communities. I know that in Ottawa there's this website where you can go on and there's like hundreds of listing of volunteers needed, and that's also a great way to help the community. You can just volunteer an hour sometimes, and you get to meet lots of cool people and really help people who are trying to make like great events happen. So it could be something small to something big.
And it's really interesting that we're actually having that exact conversation today, Maya, because for anyone who's out there listening and is maybe new to the show, I post a daily energy read every single day. And today's actual energy read was about, supporting others. So, helping to support others actually allows you to receive the support that you desire. So, complimenting people, rejoicing in others' successes, lending a helping hand, just providing a listening ear, simply sometimes just being present for someone without speaking is amazing. And the way the universe works is that when you show those skills and you give the support out to the universe in whatever way it needs to happen, the universe then in turn rewards you with that, because there is some really great, you get some gratification. Just by seeing that you made someone smile, or receiving a message later on saying, your words helped me. Thank you for the hug. Just being here today to listen to me was a huge, actually uplifting moment in a not so great day. So if you're ever wondering about energy reads for the day, you can pop in and check my site. They are there daily. And just maybe pop over to my Surprise Your Spirit page or on Spirit Surprise on Instagram, and check out my daily energy posts, just because of that specific conversation from Maya about getting involved. and you can learn a thing or two and just about how energies interact. Now, Maya, can you share with the listeners what kind of posts we can expect from your blog? What kind of posts are on your blog currently, and what kind can we expect moving forward into the future?
Well, there's lots of different types of posts. I try to do a bit of a variety. So sometimes I post about events happening in a community or ways you can get involved with things happening around the world, or sometimes like movements happening on the internet even. I also sometimes post just stories of my life and lessons I've learned in an effort to try to get to help people who may be going through the same thing. And I'm also starting a couple of projects. One is called Message from Another Walk of Life. So I'm currently working on that, and that's basically going to get people from all different types of backgrounds or types of beliefs. I'm going to try to get their perspective on things, and in an effort to try to get people to understand others and practice kindness, even if you don't necessarily agree with the other person, try to believe, try to like listen to what their point of view, right? So yeah, a bunch of different things on there. I also do sometimes recaps of events. I did one for the Oscars night, so like my thought of what I saw on the TV. I also did one for We Day Canada. We had it in Ottawa on Canada Day, so not too long ago. So a bunch of different things you can expect from the blog.
Well, that looks super, super exciting. It sounds really great. I'm excited for you. I have actually popped over to Maya's blog. I have watched her YouTube video. If anyone is at all interested, please check out Maya's story and what she has to offer. And you can make some connections with her. You can find Maya at poweredcrowd.com. So that's POWEREDCROWD.com. You can find her at Twitter at Maya Lemaire. She's on Facebook. Her page is Powered Crowd, and she's also on YouTube at Power Crowd. This will be listed in the chat at Spreaker.com underneath our live radio shows in the chat space there. I don't really ever know how to explain that or what to call it because I'm not very technically inclined. But I will post all of Maya's information. I will post all of Maya's information on my Surprise Your Spirit Facebook page as well, just so that anyone it will be there and easily accessible if you would like to pop in and take a look at that. Maya, can you talk to me about why you think it's so important for people to not be afraid to share their story?
Yeah, of course. I think that sharing your story is not only good for yourself, because you kind of let the past go in a way, right? So you share what you've been through. And it's kind of when I posted my video about my life story, I was really nervous to do it because, of course, it's a big step, and you kind of worry about what others will say. But I know when I did it, I was just so happy to have done it. And the other thing is that sharing your story can also be good for others. So I know I got some comments and stuff saying, thank you for sharing your story, or I've been going through a similar thing and I'm glad to know I'm not alone. So for both those reasons, it's so important to just be open about what you've been through because, your past is your past and there's nothing to be ashamed of. So for those reasons, I think it's really important.
Right. And you know what? I don't know if this is something you've learned yet, Maya, or if you would agree with, but for me, sometimes people will say, you've shared too much information. But personally, for myself, I don't believe I can share too much information because, there are things that, especially with my abilities and what I do, if I would have known certain things earlier in my life, I would have overcome challenges with way less hurt if there would have been people talking about the types of abilities that I have and what you can do with them, so that I actually knew there was a support out there, that people understood what I was going through. Because it was lonely and painful. Some of the things I experienced because I didn't understand why they were happening or why I was different, you know? And so you can never share too much because I always think of it like this. When you have knowledge that you wished you would have had, or even as a parent, you know, if you missed something in your childhood that you wished you would have had, when you move forward to being a parent, wouldn't you try to fill that gap and give your child the things that you felt you were missing? So every generation should become better, not worse because of resentment. So I want to help any up and coming intuitives who have abilities learn how to use them and love them and own them as part of who they are earlier on in life so they don't have to face some of the challenges that I did, and the universe doesn't have to roll in at 27 years old and kick them in the rear end and make them start sharing their gifts because they've had them this whole entire time and they have been hiding them from people. And I mean, I knew for a very long time since I was born with my abilities, and I just hid them and hid them, and the universe is like, no, that's not part of your path. But I hid them because people didn't talk about them, they weren't shared about. And so do you not think, Maya, that if you had connections with people who were going through the same sorts of things as you when you were younger, that maybe you would have face the challenges a little bit better and maybe the anxiety wouldn't have been so much?
Yeah, definitely. It's always good to have someone to talk to. And I feel like when you talk about it, it kind of gets some of the pressure off. And what you were
Right.
talking about also made me think of, how every generation is different. I know there's like the Bell Let's Talk Day,
Mm-hmm.
and that's all about breaking the stigma of mental illness because in the past, mental illness was something you didn't really talk about, right? It was something you kind of
Mm-hmm.
hid and that wasn't widely accepted. So it's like that, just sharing, what you're going through and trying to break the stigma on certain things like anxiety or being bullied or having certain health issues, stuff like that.
Very interesting. Just for and you know what, I agree with you. There's a stigma around sharing too much information. But when there's information, it's never too much to be shared, in my opinion. If it's important information and you think it can change a life, share it. And Maya, you probably felt extremely vulnerable recording your story. And that's probably why you were scared to do it, because what if people made fun of you again, right? Like it almost makes you relive this story. And what if those things happen again? But I think once you put yourself out into that sense of vulnerability, and you realize that really the universe has your back. I know when I started telling people, and actually when I posted on Facebook out to the world that I actually had these abilities, a lot of people that have known me for a long time, oh, so that's what's different about you. I'm not surprised. And I just thought I was going to get these nasty comments about being crazy. And then that's not what happened. There was so much more support accepting me for all of me. Um, but that vulnerability of what could be is scary, but that's where we need to face our fears. And it lifted it, not that I was lying about who I was. I just wasn't sharing all of me. So, trying to hold back who I am all the time got heavy. And so just getting it out there was like releasing a ton of bricks. Would you not say that's how it was for you, Maya, when you videoed your story?
Yeah, definitely. It was a hard step to take, but like I said, when I did it, I was just really happy that I did share it. 'Cause like I said, I got some comments, people saying it really helped them out, and
Mhm.
keeping up, a fake version of yourself towards other people is always hard and draining. So just being your true self, like that's the easiest way to do stuff. Just people who like one saying I really like, and I don't know the exact words, but it goes something along the lines of if somebody can't like you for who you are, then they're not good friends or something like that. I forgot the exact saying, but
Yeah, but that's very true.
yeah, exactly. So like if you have someone who's not liking you for who you are, um, then they're not a real friend or not a person maybe you should be keeping with. Yeah.
Well, and it comes down to a lot of the things that I preach. If they don't like you for who you are they actually adding joy to your journey? And if someone's not adding joy to your journey, why are they a part of it? I mean, you don't have to label them as good or bad or otherwise. You just have to make a choice for yourself that your journey deserves peace and joy. So why invite other things into it that are not that are conflicting with that?
Yeah. Connected with that, there's also a question that's I've heard when I was younger. Do you rather be popular with lots of people who pretend to like you or have one or two real friends? And for me, the answer has always been have one or two real friends because, if you are keeping up this image and having lots of people pretend to be your friend just to, get on your good side, you can still feel quite lonely, right? So,
Mm-hmm. I would totally agree. So we're just going to break for a few minutes here, and then we will come back on the other side of the break and do some wrap up. And it'll probably be a little bit of an off show since we got cut off and my time was lapsing out. So we'll just break for a few minutes and we'll catch you guys on the other side of the break here.
I'm coming home, I'm coming home. Tell the world I'm coming home. Let the rain wash away all the pain of yesterday. I know my kingdom awaits, and they've forgiven my mistakes. I'm coming home. I'm coming home. Tell the world I'm coming. I'm coming home. I'm coming home. I'm coming home. I'm coming home. Tell the world I'm coming home. Let the rain wash away all the pain of yesterday. I know my kingdom awaits, and they've forgiven my mistakes. I'm coming home. I'm coming home. Tell the world I'm coming. I'm coming home. I'm coming home. I'm coming home.
Welcome back, everyone, on this Thursday evening to the Surprise Your Spirit show. We are on the other side of the break. I have special guest Maya Lemaire with me from Ottawa. We've been talking a little bit about her journey And she's been sharing some of her story and what she's been doing to try to foster positive change on the planet and just add to people's lives wherever she can by sharing her story and investing her time in some really great nonprofit organizations to help others, especially young women, across the world. And so she is from Ottawa, Canada. You can find her at thepoweredcrowd.com. I will list all of her information on my Facebook page, on my Surprise Your Spirit Facebook page. You can find her on Twitter at Maya Lemaire. You can find her on Facebook at Powered Crowd. I'm assuming, Maya, that is actually a Facebook page that you operate called Powered Crowd.
Yep. So I have the Facebook page. It's currently undergoing some renovations. I'm trying to tweak a couple of things. So right now, the best way to reach me is my blog. You can also reach me on YouTube and Twitter. Those are the ones I use the most at the moment while I'm renovating the Facebook page.
So great. So her blog is on thepoweredcrowd.com and her YouTube channel is Powered Crowd. So you can reach her there. And sorry, I'm having some technical difficulties, everybody, here with my setup. So you can reach her there. And like she said, her Facebook page is under renovation and she's on Twitter as well, like I said, at Maya Lemaire. So Maya, can you share with the guests what your plan is moving forward? Just for everyone out there listening, Maya has invited me to be a guest and to be interviewed by her. Can you just share, everyone, like not about my interview, but just about what your plan is moving forward with that?
Yeah, so one of the things I'm hoping to do with the blog is, like you said, the interviews with different people. So I will be interviewing you later on. But the segment is called Message from Another Walk of Life. So it's trying to get people from all different kinds of backgrounds, beliefs, places in the world to kind of give their view on things and to spread some of my main goals for my blog that I've mentioned a couple of times already, spreading understanding and kindness and just positivity. So that's one thing. I'm also working on a couple other projects. One thing I launched this week. I'm still working on it a bit, but I'm giving tutoring lessons to people who are for people of all incomes. So if you have some people who can't afford like regular $20 an hour tutoring lessons, and I'm going to be donating the proceeds of that to charity. So I'm just trying to do like little things like that. And working on different projects, seeing if they work. So lots of different things kind of going on, ideas that I'm trying to work on. So we'll see where all that leads to. But all of the updates of that are going to be on my blog.
That sounds so amazing. I'm super excited to have a sit down with Maya. The plan is to actually video the interview. Is that correct, Maya?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
There's also going to be a blog portion to it as well.
Cool. So when this all goes down, I'm actually going to share it on my Facebook page for Maya, and you guys can check out her interview with me, and then you can see all her links and keep up to date and see the different people that she's connecting with, from around the world and all other walks of life. And then maybe you can learn a little bit more of other people's cultures and beliefs, on that journey too. And I will actually probably actively promote Maya's Powered Crowd on my page as well, just because I think it's such a great movement that people can get some inspiration for creating a more positive future. So people, And just so that everybody knows, this will be news for you, Maya. My producer is actually going to advertise your blog for free in August's easing that we do. So that will be something for you to draw some people to you. So anyone who follows me on Off the Cuff Easing, I do an article every month in that magazine online. We will actually run an advertisement for Maya's Powered Crowd. So Maya will get in touch with you for more information about that if Sprinkles needs. And then once it's published, I will contact you and let you know what page you can find yourself on.
Oh, perfect. Thank you.
So Maya, is there any last words that last words or last message that you would like to leave for everyone before we sign off for this evening?
Well, it's one message I try to incorporate in most of my blog posts. Just start somewhere. So just like I said, just give a smile to someone who's frowning, hold the door for someone. Just these little acts of kindness can really lead to people maybe even changing someone's day. So just spread some kindness and be part of like a powered crowd that is working towards positive change in the world.
You know, Maya, you're an inspiration to me. I mean, I know a little bit more of your story, a little bit deeper, and I think it's just amazing how far you've come. And I love this idea that you're doing. And I do pop into your blog and I do check out some of the things that you do. And I want to know that I'm super proud of you and who you're becoming. And I want you to continue on that journey because you are so young and you have so much future ahead of you, and the amount of change you can create is amazing. So thank you so much for joining me here tonight and sharing your story and sharing about, how you're trying to create some change in the world for the better just by trying to turn your not so feel good experiences into something that can help others. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me on your show.
Anytime, and I'm looking forward to connecting with you to do that interview, and I'll be in touch soon.
Great.
All right, everyone, so that was Maya Lemaire. I'm just going to wrap up with a few little bit of tidbits. I hope everyone learned something. So one more time, I'm just going to let you know how you can reach Maya. You can reach her at thepoweredcrowd.com, on Twitter at Maya Lemaire, on Facebook at Powered Crowd, but she is, like she said, her Facebook page is under some construction, or you can find her at YouTube on Powered Crowd. And I will keep you posted on my interview with Maya that will go on her blog, and you can check it out there. And I hope you'll continue to visit her blog and see what she's up to, because she has some really, really great things on the go. What an amazing young woman. I'm just so super proud of her. For anyone who has just walked in, please, after today's show, check out my energy read of the day. Actually, I've had so many comments on today's energy read and yesterday's energy reads. There's some really good channeled messages from Spirit that had come through. I've received a lot of personal messages, of stories from people saying how those messages have really spoke to them at this time. We are in a time of some very potent and powerful energy. For anyone who, follows astrology, we have some really great times of change ahead of us here. So if you've been on the right side of actions and kindness and compassion, there's probably going to be some reward stepping forward for a lot of people with regards to changes in their life, and maybe even in some ways that are a little bit unbelievable. I don't like to promote wishing too much, as we do create our realities. But if you've been working hard to stay present in who you are and treating others the way, that you hope to be treated, and with owning your actions when maybe you haven't been your best self, there is going to be some nice things for people that will be happening in their lives. Some of the hard times that people have faced over the past 5 years, you're going to actually start to get some validations that you're walking away from some of those things. So please keep hanging in there and hanging out. Follow my energy reads of the day. They can really help you to push through. This time moving forward from now until the end of September is going to be a really big time of great change for a lot of people. And maybe for some people it won't experience it actually in your own life, but the changes you see around you happening in other people's lives is eventually going to affect you in some way that is going to bring some feel good results. So maybe if you see other people's lives changing drastically, but yours isn't in a way that's feel good, know that at some point somewhere down the line, probably before Christmas time, you're going to look back and think, man, how did I get here? This is pretty good. So if you watch other people having some big drastic changes, don't panic if it's not happening to you, because some things are going to seep in just as the aftermath of other changes. I want to remind everyone I have started my All About Crystals online workshop. It's been up and running. They are live on Zoom. They are recorded, and you get a recording after each session for a replay. I will be offering the workshop again sometime in the fall, as I do have more interest, and it's live interactive. You can see me, I can see you, you can see all the other participants. It's really like attending a class from your own home. It's been a really jam-packed. I have had some really great feedback from the people who are taking it. It's 4 sessions of 1.5 hours each, and it's been really great. So keep your eyes out for that. In September, the week of the 25th, I'm just not sure if it'll be the Monday the 25th or the Wednesday of the 27th, I will be offering a Manifesting Madness workshop, the same platform, same setup as the Crystals one. It will be through Zoom. Sessions will be recorded. The event is listed on my Facebook page of Surprise Your Spirit. Please check it out. If you have any questions, do not hesitate to email me at Kendra at surpriseyourspirit.com. You can message me on Facebook. You can ask your questions in the event page as well. Maybe you have ideas, because I still have some unfinished business that I can add. If someone sends me some really great ideas or things they want to learn about regarding manifesting that I haven't already put in there, please share those with me. I will make some time, because it's not quite up. The itinerary and the days and the amount of sessions will be posted in the next couple of weeks, just to have some finalization for everyone. If there's any questions around that, let me know. You can find me at surpriseyourspirit.com. You can find me at Surprise Your Spirit on Facebook. You can find me on Instagram at Spirit Surprise. I'm working on a new website with spiritual platforms, but I'm struggling, but I'm getting there. So you guys will be able to find me and some of my services there as well, because I will have an online store. And I want to thank OTCR, and one more time to all this up and coming, spiritual practitioners trying to get their, spiritual practices off the ground, or maybe even ones who have been in business for a long time. If you want some free advertising, please contact Patricia Nixon on Facebook, or the other messages. I can't remember the email, but I'm going to post it on my Facebook page, because I'm terrible. I should have wrote it down the first time. But they will be more than happy to advertise for you, and check it out. And please check out the monthly issue of Off the Cuff Easy. And there's some really great spiritual people in there, some really great stories, messages, articles, recipes for life, recipes for eating, all sorts of things. It's jam-packed with greatness. I'm in there every month. Maya will be in there. And I am not positive if I will be back here next Thursday, as next week I am moving. So it will just really depend on how things go. But I'm really aiming to be back here next Thursday, because this is my favorite place to be every week. And I want to thank all the listeners for joining me, and take care. Have a really great evening and a wonderful weekend. And hopefully I'll connect with you all next week.